The night was too quiet for comfort. The air felt heavy, pressing down like a warning. Somewhere deep in the Midwest, four strangers found themselves stranded in different parts of a forgotten highway that didn't exist on any map. The first was Eva, a traveler driving home after visiting her sister. Her car broke down at the edge of the woods, miles from civilization. She tried to call for help, but her phone showed no service. The silence was suffocating. No wind, no crickets, no sound. Then she heard faint footsteps approaching from behind her car. "Hello," she called out, her voice trembling. No reply. She stepped out, the flashlight flickering. A tall man stood by the trees, his back turned. He was motionless. When she blinked, he was gone. On her windshield, she found muddy handprints and one message scrawled in the dirt: "Don't go back." Shaking, Eva locked herself inside the car until dawn, but by morning, the road she'd driven was gone too. Only endless grass and trees surrounded her vehicle, as if she had never moved at all. The second was Mara, a hitchhiker walking along the same deserted road 2 days later. She was exhausted and starving when she spotted an old farmhouse in the distance. Desperate, she knocked on the door. A kind old woman answered, smiling warmly. "Come in, dear. You look lost." Inside, the house was filled with antique furniture and the faint smell of rot. The woman offered Mara a meal and a bed. Mara ate, half asleep, until she realized the meat was raw and dripping. When she asked what it was, the woman only smiled wider. Later that night, Mara woke up to strange scratching beneath the floorboards. She knelt to listen, and heard a muffled cry for help. Pulling a loose board free, she found a human eye staring back at her from the darkness below. The old woman's voice came from the hallway. "You shouldn't have looked, dear." Mara screamed and ran, but when she reached the door, the house was gone. She was back on the empty road, standing alone in the cold dawn light, holding a single human tooth in her hand. The third was Lena, a photographer traveling to capture abandoned places for her art project. She came across a decrepit motel in the middle of nowhere. No cars, no signs of life, but the neon sign still flickered vacancy. Curious, she stepped inside, camera ready. The lobby was filled with dust, cobwebs, and photographs covering every wall. They were portraits of strangers, each with a terrified expression. She felt drawn to one photo in particular, a woman with her face blurred out. She snapped her own picture in the lobby mirror and moved upstairs, where the air was thick and the hallway lights buzzed faintly. When she checked her camera later, her reflection didn't appear in any of the photos. Instead, the blurred woman from the picture was standing right behind her in every shot. A whisper brushed her ear. "Now it's your turn." Panicked, she dropped the camera and ran outside. But when she looked back, the motel had vanished, replaced by an open field of tall grass. Her camera was gone. Only the faint sound of a woman crying echoed behind her as she fled. The fourth was Rachel, a journalist investigating the disappearances in that same area. She traced the stories of Eva, Mara, and Lena to a rural region locals refused to talk about. "Nothing good comes from there," said a gas station clerk before refusing to say more. Rachel ignored the warning and drove down the same unmarked road. Her radio cut to static. GPS showed she was circling the same stretch repeatedly. Finally, her headlights illuminated a cabin, the same one Eva had seen. She stopped and stepped out, recorder in hand. Inside, she found the walls covered in photos of missing women. Eva, Mara, Lena, all staring back at her. The sound of footsteps echoed upstairs. She climbed slowly, heart pounding, until she found a room with a mirror that wasn't reflecting her. A shadow moved behind the glass. Her reflection turned its head and smiled. "Welcome home," it said. Rachel screamed and smashed the mirror, but when she looked again, the room was empty. Only her recorder remained on the floor, still playing the last thing she had said before it cut off. "If anyone finds this, don't come here." When the police finally searched the area weeks later, they found nothing. No cabin, no motel, no house, no signs of the women. Just a stretch of cracked road that disappeared into the woods. Locals still say that when you drive that way at night, your radio will cut to static, and if you listen closely, you'll hear 4 women whispering your name from the trees, begging for help. Some travelers have seen a flicker of light deep in the woods, like a lantern being carried by someone who never made it out. Others swear they've seen the same muddy handprints appear on their car windows, just before the road behind them disappears. No one stays long enough to find out where it leads. Because once you cross that forgotten highway, you'll never find your way back, and the road will make sure of it.